OK, so that was the Minister for the Department of Health and Social Care, Kate Beecroft, speaking in the House of Keys this morning in response to questions about the decision to cut the Meals on Wheels service. CEO of Age Concern Isle of Man, Helen Southworth, is with us in the studio. And just listening to that, Helen, Mrs Beecroft made several points. She said those welfare checks were going to be covered. She said all the users were going to be reassessed before the service came to a close. So does that provide you with any reassurance at all?
It's very welcome that she's made those statements. It's really great to hear that. And I think, when we're actually talking about Meals on Wheels, what's happening at the moment is that a Meals on Wheels person is going around each day with a meal and talking to people. 33% of the people who have Meals on Wheels have told us that they don't see anybody else except that driver who's bringing the food around. They also help them to make the orders and make sure that if somebody's not actually answering the door, they find out why not. And if they need help, they call the help out for them, stay with them until it's all sorted out. We're hoping that that's actually going to be equally a consideration, because that is a lifeline for people.
As we also heard Mrs Beecroft say, though, the numbers of people using the Meals on Wheels service has been dropping. She thinks it's around 278 now. There are more choices of meal providers over here, which some of these older people are opting for instead.
It's great for people to have choice. That's always something that we think is absolutely wonderful. What we want to do, though, is also make sure that those people who might have some extra support needs, everybody who receives Meals on Wheels has been assessed by the department as needing support on a regular basis for getting a meal. They've all been assessed as being vulnerable. We want to make sure that they get the support they need, not just to be able to go out and we can all go to a various different providers of ready meals, but we need to make sure that these people don't forget.
Naturally, given your position, you're going to oppose the decision to cut this service. But the harsh reality, though, is that we know the department has to make savings and make them wherever they reasonably can. And no decision about cuts anywhere is going to be popular.
No, absolutely not. And we do know that the department has difficult choices to make. But as Age Concern, we have to be able to speak out for older people, some of whom don't have a very loud voice, some of whom are quite vulnerable, don't actually manage to speak up for themselves. So we will have to say that. And it's not something that we want to get into an argument about. It's a case we have to put. We've got to speak out for people if they ask us to do that, and they are asking us to do that.
As you were saying, your understanding is that this service was going to go out to tender. I think that had been promised several times along the line. Currently, Age Concern Isle of Man gets, £150,000 to provide it. How much of that is actually spent on the meals? Is there any profit taken from that?
The service actually covers its cost. And in fact, until quite recently, we've been getting less than £150,000. It's only been in this last current financial year that it's gone to that sort of level. But it's about covering the costs, because the charity wants to make sure that happens, but also getting value for money by putting it out to tender. We've never said anything except for the fact that we expect that to happen, and we fully support that happening.
Can I ask